There's a moment every man remembers. The moment someone said something that hit so deep, so unexpected, that your chest tightened and your mind went blank. And in that silence, you felt your face flush, your hands clench, your throat tighten, and you either exploded or you froze. Either way, you lost not because of what they said, but because they made you feel something you couldn't control. And they saw it. That's the real wound. Not the insult, not the accusation. The fact that they moved you, and you couldn't hide it. Most men spend their lives recovering from moments like that, replaying them at night, wishing they'd said something sharper, wishing they'd stayed calm, but they didn't, because no one taught them how. No one told them that confrontation isn't about words, it's about presence. And presence isn't something you fake, it's something you build, slowly, painfully, in the dark. Machiavelli understood this better than almost anyone. Not because he was cruel, but because he watched power move between men like electricity. And he saw that the ones who stayed unshaken weren't the loudest. They weren't the angriest. They were the ones who learned to feel everything and show nothing, the ones who could sit across from an enemy and smile while their mind stayed ice cold. That's not manipulation, that's mastery. And if you don't learn it, you'll spend your life being moved by people who did. Let's talk about what really happens in a confrontation, not the surface level, the deep psychology. When someone challenges you, insults you, or tries to corner you, your body doesn't ask permission. Your nervous system fires, adrenaline floods your veins, your amygdala screams danger, and your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for logic and self-control, goes offline. You're not thinking anymore. You're reacting, and reaction is where you lose. Because the person across from you, if they know what they're doing, they're watching for exactly that. They're not listening to your words, they're reading your body, your breath, the micro expressions on your face, the slight tremor in your voice. And the moment they see it, they know they got you, they moved you, and now they own the frame. You're no longer in control of the interaction, you're responding to them, you're defending, you're justifying, and defense is always weaker than offense. Here's the truth most men don't want to hear. Staying calm in a confrontation isn't about being right, it's not about having the perfect comeback. It's about emotional sovereignty. It's about owning your inner state so completely that no external force can destabilize it. And that's not natural, that's trained. Think about this. You're in a meeting. You've been working on a project for months. You're confident, prepared. Then someone on your team, someone you thought was on your side, blindsides you. In front of everyone, they question your judgment. They imply you missed something critical. They do it calmly, professionally. But the intention is clear. They're making you look incompetent, and everyone's watching. Now you have a choice. You can defend yourself, raise your voice, get emotional, prove them wrong with facts and passion, and maybe you do prove them wrong. But here's what everyone remembers, not your facts, your reaction, the desperation in your voice, the frustration in your eyes. You lost your cool. You showed them they could rattle you, and in that room, in that moment, you lost respect. Or, you pause, you let the silence sit. You look at them, not with anger, not with fear, with nothing, just clear, still eyes. And then you say something simple, something like, "That's an interesting perspective. Let's revisit that after the data review." And you move on. No defense, no attack, just acknowledgement and redirection. And in that moment, everyone in the room feels it. You didn't flinch, you didn't need to prove anything. You stayed sovereign, and that person, they just showed everyone they were trying to provoke you, and it didn't work. That's the difference, and it's everything. Machiavelli wrote in The Prince that a ruler must learn to appear one way while being another, not because he's dishonest, but because perception is power. If your enemies see your anger, they know your weakness. If they see your fear, they know where to press. But if they see nothing, if they see a calm, unreadable surface, they don't know what you're thinking, they don't know what you're planning, and uncertainty is their enemy, not yours. This isn't about being fake, it's about being strategic with your emotional expression. You still feel everything, the anger, the hurt, the indignation, but you don't let it leak out uncontrolled. You hold it, you observe it, and you decide consciously what to do with it. That's the difference between a boy and a man. A boy is controlled by his emotions, a man controls how and when he expresses them. Let me give you the 4 pillars, the 4 internal shifts that make you unshaken. First, silence as dominance. Most men are terrified of silence in confrontation. They think they need to fill it, defend, explain, justify. But silence is the most powerful response you have. When someone attacks you and you say nothing, you force them to sit with their own aggression. You make them uncomfortable, you take away their momentum, and you give yourself time. Time to think, time to choose, time to observe what they're really trying to do. Silence isn't weakness, it's the pause before the strike. Second, detachment as armor. This is the Stoic core. You have to train yourself to separate your identity from the attack. When someone insults you, they're not attacking you, they're attacking their idea of you, their projection, their assumption, and none of that is real. You know who you are, you know your intentions, you know your work. So when they speak, you listen like you're watching a movie, interested, detached, not personally wounded, because you've already decided their opinion doesn't define you. That's freedom. Third, observation as strategy. Every confrontation is information. When someone tries to provoke you, they're revealing something about themselves, their insecurity, their agenda, their pressure points. So instead of reacting, you watch, you study, you notice what they're trying to get you to do, and you don't do it. You stay clinical, you take notes in your mind, and later when you need leverage, you remember. You remember what made them desperate enough to attack, and you use it. Not cruelly, but strategically. Fourth, response delay as control. Never respond immediately, even if you know what to say, even if you have the perfect comeback. Wait, take a breath, let 3 seconds pass. It feels like forever, but it's not. It's just long enough for your nervous system to reset, just long enough for you to choose your words instead of spitting out your feelings. And in those 3 seconds, you reclaim power. Because the person who can pause is the person who's in control. Now let's talk about training. Because you don't just wake up unshaken. You build it. Every single day, start small. The next time someone cuts you off in traffic, don't react. Don't honk. Don't curse. Just breathe. And notice the urge. Notice how your body wants to explode. And don't let it. That's 1 rep. The next time someone criticizes you at work, don't defend immediately. Pause. Say, "I'll think about that," and walk away, even if you know they're wrong, even if it burns. That's another rep. The next time someone tries to bait you into an argument online, don't respond. Read it, feel the anger, and close the app. That's a rep. You're not suppressing emotion. You're training your nervous system to tolerate it without reacting. You're teaching your body that feeling angry doesn't mean you have to act angry. That's the difference. That's the skill. And over time, something shifts. Confrontations stop feeling like threats. They start feeling like tests. And you start passing them, not because you're smarter, but because you're calmer. And calm is the ultimate advantage. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, said this: "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He wasn't talking about controlling other people. He was talking about controlling yourself, your reactions, your interpretations, your inner state. That's the only control that matters, because everything else is chaos. People will always test you, disrespect you, challenge you. That's life. But if you can stay centered in the storm, you become immovable. And immovable men are the ones people respect, even if they don't like you. They respect you. Now combine that with Machiavelli's edge. Machiavelli says, don't just endure the attack. Observe it. Learn from it. And when the time is right, use it. Not out of revenge, out of strategy. If someone tries to undermine you in public, don't explode. Stay calm. Let them finish. And later, privately, you address it. You don't make a scene. You make a move. You let them know calmly that you saw what they did. And you let them know there are consequences. Not emotional ones. Strategic ones. You don't work with them on the next project. You don't vouch for them. You don't give them access. That's how you stay unshaken and still protect your position. Here's what most men get wrong. They think staying calm means being passive. It doesn't. It means being patient. It means being precise. It means waiting until you can act from clarity instead of rage. And that kind of action is 10 times more effective. Because it's not clouded by emotion. It's guided by intelligence. Let's bring this home. Right now, you're probably thinking of a moment, a confrontation you handled badly, a time you lost your cool, a time someone got under your skin and you showed it, and maybe you're feeling that old shame again. That's okay. That's human. But here's the shift. That moment doesn't define you. It taught you, it showed you where your buttons are, and now you can protect them. Starting today, you train differently. You don't avoid confrontation. You walk into it with a new mindset. You see it as a gym for your nervous system. Every challenge is a rep, every insult is a test, and every time you stay calm, you get stronger, not louder, stronger. And here's the beautiful part. When you stop reacting, people stop trying, because there's no payoff. They don't get the explosion, they don't get the drama, they just get your stillness. And stillness is unsettling. It makes them question themselves. It makes them wonder what you're thinking. And that uncertainty shifts the power back to you. You don't need to prove you're unshaken. You just need to be it. And people will feel it. In the way you hold eye contact, in the way you breathe, in the way you let their words fall into the silence and die there. That's presence. That's power. That's what Machiavelli knew. That's what the Stoics practiced. And that's what you're building. So the next time someone tries to rattle you, remember this. They're not your enemy. They're your training partner. They're giving you the resistance you need to become unbreakable, and if you can stay calm in that moment, you've already won, not because you destroyed them, because you mastered yourself. And self-mastery is the only victory that lasts. If this resonated with you, if you've ever felt that burn of losing control and wished you could rewrite it, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want more of this, and drop a comment. Tell me about one moment where staying silent taught you more than speaking ever could. I read every single one. Because this isn't just content, this is a conversation, and we're all walking this path together. This is Dark Psyche, where silence becomes strength.